Toobin and CNN senior legal analyst Laura Coates. Her new book, by the way, is entitled Just Pursuit, A Black Prosecutor's Fight for Fairness. And it's an excellent book indeed. Jeffrey, do these admissions from Eastman's lawyer paint the clearest picture yet of just how much he was doing on Donald Trump's behalf in the days leading up to January 6th?
Well, yes, they do. But the more important news, I think, is that the emails that he sent and received are probably going to be turned over to the committee. You know, he was a professor at Chapman University, and he used his university email account to conduct all this business. And the university has basically said, we are going to cooperate with the investigation. So I think the concrete evidence of all those emails, if and when they're turned over, could be exceptionally important to deconstructing how the legal side of this attempt to overturn the election took place.
So on that point, Laura, do you think the committee will be able to use these documents to establish a direct link to the former president's efforts to try to subvert the presidential election?
They ought to be able to, not only the documents, but the words of the actual counsel for Mr. Eastman, where he spoke about having these statements and representing the then president of the United States, that it was his client. He was acting on behalf of and representing that person, and his attempts to try to lay out an erroneous, unlawful plan to try to have these substitute and false electors try to thwart the certification process. So these are all going to combine. And remember the timing of all this. We've already known there are hundreds of people that have spoken to the committee, which means that at this stage, they're more than likely having a clearer picture and fitting in pieces and having corroboration more than just realizations and epiphanies. And so to the extent his emails actually provide more information, I suspect it will really corroborate what's already known and what's already out there. And to Jeffrey's point, remember, the attorney-client privilege, even though it was his client, has some constraints. If they're involved in criminal activity, they're not protected. If it's outside the scope, it's not privileged. And of course, if others are aware of it, it also goes away. Combine that with the Supreme Court's discussion about executive privilege, and you don't have really a leg to stand on if you're John Eastman.
You know, Jeffrey, the Deputy Attorney General of the United States, Lisa Monaco, sat down exclusively with our own Evan Perez, who asked her about the fake Electoral College certifications that declared Trump the winner of states he clearly lost. Now, listen to what she revealed.
Well, first on the issue you raised in terms of fraudulent elector certifications has been reported. We've received those referrals. Our prosecutors are looking at those, and I can't say anything more on ongoing investigations. But more broadly, look, the Attorney General has been very, very clear. We are going to follow the facts and the law wherever they lead to address conduct of any kind and at any level that is part of an assault on our democracy.
So, Jeffrey, how significant is that?
I think it is significant in Evan's interview because you know, one of the criticisms that a lot of people have had of the Justice Department is they're just concentrating on the small fish here, the foot soldiers who were inside the Capitol, and there are hundreds of them, and they're all being prosecuted. But as we've seen in the last couple of weeks, we now have a seditious conspiracy case against the Oath Keepers, and now it appears that they are investigating the provision of false electoral college slates. I mean, all of this is working their way up. And this is what the Attorney General said he was going to do. And it appears like that's actually what they're doing.
It certainly does. All right, Jeffrey Toobin, Laura Coates, to both of you, thank you.